In today's session, we'll see a brief introduction about MSBI. Now, what is this MSBI? What we are going to learn in MSBI? How we are going to solve the questions, answers, technical skills, business knowledge. What are all things we are going to do in this MSBI is what you're going to see for the next few days. So the agenda for today's session will be, we'll be walking you through what is the importance of visualization. We all know how visualization is very impactful in every human life. So we are going to see a bit of analogy on visualization. Later, we'll walk you through one business use case. This small business use case, taking as a real-time example, we can start relating with ETL process. Then we will check about the ETL, and post the ETL, we'll see the architecture. And finally, our question comes, why MSBI? What is MSBI? Before learning any technology, you need to know a big question mark, why. Only if you know about why, then you'll start getting the picture of the technology. And post that, as we know, every technology starts with the installation. So installation is something we'll be seeing as the last part of this agenda. To start with, let me give you a simple example of the visualization is very impactful in human life. When I say impactful, the things which you see, you will remember for a longer time than the things you listen. Now, let's say I switch off this screen share. I start speaking. Maximum, how long you can capture the information? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. After that, you will lose your focus, you will lose your concentration, and you'll start doing other work. And in fact, you may sleep also. But if you see the picture, if you see the slides, you'll start relating what I'm speaking and what you're seeing on the screen, and you'll remember for longer time. Now, if you understand about our brain captures 95% of the information, the things which you see. Now, to give the clarity on this, let me take one example. Assuming that there are 100 members in this group, I am going to divide into two groups, 50 and 50. I'll call this group as A and I'll call group this as B. Now I'm going to give you a task for these two groups. The task is, I am going to give a novel. The novel could be of any type. It's a storybook. And I'm going to give you 3 hours time. And also I'll give you in between break, maybe of 10 minutes. Now this is a task I'm going to give for one group. I repeat it again. A novel. You're giving it for 3 hours time. And it is also having around 120 pages. Now the task for this group is, they need to completely read this novel within 3 hours and they have to come back to me. For the other group, the same novel, I am showing them as movie. I'm showing them as movie. That means the same story which is there in the novel, now it has been acted by characters and I'm pushing them into a theater, and even they'll be having 3 hours time and even they will have interval time. Now, simple question I'll ask you. Post this 3 hours, I am going to ask 6 to 7 questions to these two groups. I'm going to regroup them. I'm going to request them to rejoin, and I'm going to ask 6 to 7 questions. The 6 to 7 questions are, what is the story about? Who are the characters? Can you name each and every character? Can you tell me where did the location this movie or a novel took place? What is the climax? And summarize the complete story. Now, these are the 6 questions I'm asking to this group, both the groups. Now, you tell me, A group will give the better story or B group will tell the better story. Anyone who says group A, Remember, we are all coming from a 80s and 90s. We all know how important was in reading rather than seeing visuals. Today we have a YouTube, Hotstar, Prime, everything. Now it's useful. Come back to our generation where we did not have anything. Still we were able to pass that. Okay. Now, if you observe carefully, yes, it's going to be group B, because group B people are going to visualize what they are going to tell. But in case of document, you lose your patience. How long you can read a book? People who have a very good practice of reading books, reading novels, storybooks, maybe they'll be able to, but instead, even them, they have to visualize the own story in their mind. But that's not the case for the group B, right? Now, this is a small example, so small use case where I can say that where visuals play a very important role. Now, if I ask you to define democracy, I hope you have heard this word, democracy. Can you define democracy?
Excellent.
Democracy is for
Democracy is for
the people,
the people,
the people
the people
of the people.
of the
Now,
people.
this is what we have learned. The same way, just consider that business. Now, if you consider business, how do you define business? Business is of the people, for the people. What is the other one? By the business is run by people. It is run for people. It is for the people. The best example I can give is Amazon. Now, why is Amazon created? Amazon is created to serve the people. Like they'll provide home to home, like door to door delivery for all the customers. Now, who started Amazon? Of course, 4 to 5 people. They've organized well and they came up with idea, right? It is for the people, by the people, of the people, right? The same way, now every business is trying to move towards the advanced way of showcasing their data. Rather than going and seeing everything in an Excel files or maybe in a normal data, they're trying to do everything. They wanted to see everything in visual format. Now, let's continue with few more analogy. Now, we all know that a small data set, some of you would have seen this already. Like every year, how many cars are there for sale? Year by year, how many cars are there for sale? Now, this is in a simple table format. If I ask you to memorize this table, if I ask you to remember this table for a longer time, how long you will take? Maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes to remember this, at least to remember the key number, which year is having the maximum. See, I don't know you who you are. You don't know me. We are not seeing each other. But one thing I can be very sure of is you are seeing towards the right side of your phone, smartphone, laptop, or system. I can guarantee you this. I am not seeing your face, but I can be 100% sure you are looking towards the right side of the screen. Same information, the one which you're seeing in the table, now you're seeing in a chart visual format. I can be sure of it. You are looking into right side. You try to look left, still your eyes will get deviated to the right side. You know why? Your eyes is attractive to visuals. Your brain is trying to see the information that is coming from a chart, the colorful thing. Now, this is very easy to remember. It's like a cake. It's like a cake. You have been cut into multiple pieces, and the wider piece goes to 2015, and the next wider piece goes to 2016. So the same information which you're seeing on the screen, which is a left side table, now you're seeing in a visual format. This is what the companies are preferring. They don't want to see as a table. They want to see everything as a visuals. Now, this is also, if you ask me personally, we all people also like to remember by terms of a pie chart. In terms of a visual, you can remember it. You can even see it, learn it within 1 or 2 minutes. But if you want to memorize this table, you may take 5 minutes as well.